How's it going, everyone? So today we are working on this commercial Toro. It has a clutch, and basically what the clutch is just a belt, and the belt just kind of drives the blade. So it's kind of an interesting little idea. You put more tension on the belt with the handle or with the bail, and then the belt then actually makes contact with the clutch plate and starts it going. The problem is this one is either, well, it was missing because it broke, but if yours is having a really low power or not spinning at all, potentially your belt is bad. So I'll show you how to put it back together. But so we took it apart, real easy, couple bolts, and that's about it. Hard part is putting it back together, and it's really hard to kind of show you on the machine, so I have it on the table so you could get a better look. You'll have to excuse this, it's a different project, different time. Anyway, so we don't need to use those tools, but we have a couple of things we come off. This is the actual contraption you need to remove. Like I said, I'll show you how to put it back on. But this is really the main issue, and if you don't stack it right, it can cause a lot of problems, such as burning the belt, ruining the bearing, ruining just pretty much anything on here, and it's just not a good idea. So stacking it's going to be important. We don't have to worry about the spring yet. So we have our belt. I prefer to have the letters facing up, just my personal preference. It doesn't really matter, but you need to make sure you get the correct belt. The correct belt is 110-1790. So now that we know that, this can be a tad bit annoying. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove that. It just slides into place. It might be a little difficult because it's dirty, or maybe there's starting to wear through. This is a pretty common wear point, by the way. Take that off. Now, take this piece, place it right there. Next, take our bearing with this side facing down, put it on top. Now that should fit perfectly inside the bearing. Have a washer, which kind of doesn't look like the correct one, but it will work. Now we need to put our belt on, and this is the part that can be really annoying, because as soon as you start moving everything, stuff just doesn't want to really work. There we go. You have to shove it through. And there we go. What we need to make sure, though, is we're going to put the nut back on. It is a 9/16. I'm going to do that real quick. Okay, so now what we need to make sure is a couple things. One, this belt can move very freely, and the bearing can spin without rubbing against the top or the bottom plate. If that's the case, then we're pretty good. We have clearance for our spring. This spring goes right there. I'll show you where it goes on the motor or the machine, but that's it. And unfortunately, I did put the belt on upside down, but like I said, it doesn't matter. No one's going to notice except for you and I. So now that we have that part done, really the only thing we need to do now is put it back on the machine. Now I know what you're thinking. I should just do this on the machine. And you're right, I usually do. There's two reasons why I'm not doing it. One, it is a lot easier when it's not on the machine, because you're bending down and it's just annoying. The springs are attached. It's just a aggravation you don't want to deal with. And two, it's hard to film. So, and here we are at the machine. You notice there's a spring also there. That's actually the end of the cable. We notice this bolt. That's where that spring has to connect. That's not too bad because tension on this isn't all that much. But you want to put on the cable first, otherwise it's just going to be a pain. The cable has a significantly more spring tension on it than that little, I don't know what that would be considered. I should rephrase, I know what it is. It's a return spring. So now, this is technically the engine facing side. So what we're going to do, make it a little easier on ourselves, we're going to remove that spring, put this on through the same slot, and then we take our other one and through the back, put it on. Now we don't want to do immediately, put it on immediately. What we do want to do is we want to put the belt on. And then that is another 9/16. However, that one is a little bit different because you do need a 9/16 wrench on the back of it. So I'm going to do a no-no right now. Put this on. I think the previous person had put like some type of Loctite or maybe tape or I don't know. Anyway, I'm using a rather large impact. You should not do this. My battery's dead in the other one, but I'm just going to do it very lightly. There we go. Very lightly, and I started it beforehand. Usually if you started beforehand, you're a-okay. So now, that's good to go. Uh-oh. A return spring fell off, which is a pretty common thing. So now, we need to find our slot. There we go. This is one of those things you pretty much just have to do by feel. And of course, this little sleeve loves to come off. I'll put it back on, and boom. There we go. So this particular machine has this little cover, and this one, literally every single side is broken. I told the customer about it. He really doesn't care, so I'm not gonna care. I told him it's not a good idea. He doesn't care. I told him that grass is gonna get in there and cause his belt to wear prematurely. He doesn't care. He just needs his machine immediately. So usually there'd be 3 10mm, maybe 3/8. I'm pretty sure it's 10 bolts. Now these would appear to be studs. They're actually just bolts that go into the casting. There we are. This machine has a lot of issues in it, by the way, so landscapers be landscapers. Counter clockwise. And again, I don't have another impact. Very lightly. There we go. I don't really like to loosen both or tighten both one side all the way. I like to do like 3/4, then fully tighten, and then tighten the other side. But now we should be good to go. I think I'm gonna get this put away and we're set. Now, a couple things. And like that, he came and got his machine. We can't test drive it, unfortunately, but basically, let me explain what would have happened. One of two things. One, it's going to work perfectly, blade turns on, that's it. And you just go about your merry way. Or two, blade will turn on, but it might start to smoke. If it starts to smoke, something's wrong. More likely than not, one of your stacking is wrong, and your bearing is rubbing, it's not spinning freely, and your belt is just cooking itself on that bearing. Bad stuff, don't do that. If you see smoke, don't do that. Another possible reason for smoke is your cable is way too tight, but it's a little hard to do that one with that machine, so that one shouldn't be too much of a worry. In fact, I don't think you can do that one with that one machine. That machine in particular, if you've pretty much see smoke, you've messed up something with your stacking. So remember, bearing the white spot on the larger piece of metal with the little piece on the bottom that has like the shoulder on it. Then put your belt, then put the washer on top, put the smaller piece of retaining metal on top, crank it down, you should be good to go. Tools you need, it's really simple. 10 millimeter, assuming that you didn't have all your 10 millimeters broken. 9/16 wrench, 9/16 socket, and an impact or a ratchet or whatever you want to do. And that's it. Pretty easy. So it's a pretty simple process. I would highly recommend taking it all off because the springs are not difficult to really deal with. If they were, maybe you can make an argument to, leave it on there, but they're not. I'm gonna go ahead and leave you at that. Quick video. If you like what you see, keep watching, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at SmallNinja101. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. If this helped you out, put a thumbs up. That helps me out, and I'll catch you in the next video. You have a good night.